We've arrived at the Connecticut Path to an old box culvert that is 1700s, early 1700s era. If you look in closely, you can see the structure here of why it's a box, as the ledges and the stones have been lined up at the base, and these large, flat field stones, massively large stones, were laid across to form the bed of the roadway. You can see, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. You can see actually the water's flowing very neatly right below the structure. As we look off in the distance here, you can see the stream coming down and a beaver dam and pond just beyond. As we turn back to look at the trail, you can see that nature has taken its course, and what man no longer comes to fix, nature takes over and rearranges into a stream bed. I suspect with the help of some beavers, as the beaver lodge and dam over to the side here, the water from the brook has been diverted in several places so that it doesn't all flow through the dam in one spot. We're going to attempt to do something that is not on any ordinary bus tour walk. We're in the Douglas Woods at the site of a beaver dam directly above the box culvert. And at the time that travelers would have been coming through here in the 1600s, before the beavers were trapped and their pelts and furs sent back to England, New England was covered with beaver dams and lodges, and beavers were everywhere, so they had a major shaping of the environment and shaped where people could travel and where it would be difficult. Now, the story is that the natives, the Nipmuc tribesmen, would use a beaver dam like this as a bridge, and they'd run across the ponds as a way to avoid the wet spots that would be below the dams. The road here runs below the dam. These beavers haven't been here since the 1700s, but let's see if we can negotiate walking on the surface here. They've done a good job constructing it. As you'll see, it's quite sturdy, even though it's creaking under my steps. The combination of sticks and mud, and a lot of work on their part, helps to create the ponds that they live in and the places going up into the woods where they find wood to keep building their dams. And right here we have the downstream side going towards the trail. And let's continue and see if we can make it all the way across. Like I said, this is something not on your ordinary bus tour, so let's see if we can do it. Maybe not with the elegance of the natives running across, but walking across. Now, one of the things that I've noticed as I walk along these trails is that the beavers seem to be fairly good engineers in figuring out you want to have multiple places where the water flows through the dam rather than one big spillway, because it spreads out the force of the water coming down through so it doesn't tear the dam apart. Here you can see they've done some repair down below, but to create a little channel to let a trickle of water through, and there are several of these, and they let the water run down through and back into the main stream. So as we continue our ramble here, we're coming up to some saplings where you can see beavers were busy chewing down some willow saplings. See if I can zoom in here so you can see that. And we're almost to the other side. And as we finish our walk coming across. We've made it all the way to the other side. And we can look back at the dam that's been constructed that we've just followed all the way over without falling in. And so our nice view from the other side shows us the panorama of the dam and the wetland that the beavers create, which is good for them, but it'd be tough for anyone trying to cross through here without knowing the way. And that's how you cross, I believe, what the settlers called an Indian bridge, but the natives simply found as the fastest way to get from one side to the other by running across the dam.